Yep, there we
And
go.
it's just scabby and pussy, and it just won't stop.
Ugh.
Ugh. Well, that's why you just don't do that. Sheesh.
Now,
I couldn't help it.
were you able to mop it up?
I had my girlfriend do it.
Okay.
I was too disgusted by it.
How could
Yeah.
you do that to her, man?
Oh shoot, we're live, guys.
Oh.
Oh, now they know about my venereal disease.
Oh,
Yeah, your mangina is broken.
mangina. Your mangina's broken. So, all right, let me see. Is anybody keeping an eye on the chat?
I'm trying to get the thing to load right now.
All right.
I shall try.
Okay, cool. I'll see if I can load it up on my thing here. There we go.
Ah, there we are.
It should pop up now.
Oh yeah, we got Witch's Girl, Moat. Hello, Moat. Hello, Cece. Hello, Witch's Girl.
I have
So
to
cool.
pick on Moat a little bit because the last
No, you can't pick on Moat.
well, the last two times that I've watched Planet Dolan or so there was two stories on there, two separate ones by Moat of the Laboris. I believe that's how you pronounce the last part of your thing. So unless somebody else is using your screen name, buddy, I'm wondering here, are those your embarrassing stories? And if they are, kudos. I mean, shit, I've been trying to get on that for a while. You have better stories than I do. Fuck.
Well, Moat
And
says
you're just an embarrassment.
Labros. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm an embarrassment to nature, but I'm damn good at crafting shit.
crafting shit.
Yeah. I got bored last night and I finished all my elemental reefs.
Good.
Awesome. So I know two of your stories, Moat. Because he just said, yes, it was me.
Okay, good.
Because I hear the name and I start laughing, going, I know that person via YouTube.
All right, so let's see. So we got two videos here. The first one is from a call for an uprising. Witches show up at Trump Tower to cast binding spell against Trump and supporters. Lana Del Rey exposed.
Yes, people, we're totally doing these.
And Loveless is here. Hello, Loveless. So,
Travis.
all right. Let me see. Let me do this. Let me see if I can share. And then let me know how the sound is once I get it started too.
Okay.
Because I always have a problem with that.
Yeah, this whole witches against Trump thing is being blown way out of proportion. I did a video the other night. I think like Loken did a video.
I haven't done one yet. I've been seething over it because I have an interesting view on it, but at the same time, I still I think everybody will do fine doing what they want to do, but at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, but I also I was going to present, but I think maybe we'll talk about this for a second before we start the video, because it sounds like it's topical, and I think it's also very important.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I actually don't support this idea that people can do whatever they want. I mean, it comes down to, yes, you can do whatever you want, but it also we have a responsibility to each other, and I think especially in witchcraft, I think that there is a I think there's an unspoken kind of bond that we all hold, and that is sort of keeping things kind of private and keeping things secret. And I think that is important to enforce, and I think it's also something that we should speak up about. And I think that there's people talk about, oh, well, it's not any harm none and all this. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how society views us and how people perceive us. I mean, there wasn't, what was it, 1935 is when the Witchcraft Act was repealed in England. You know, there are, maybe not so much in America, but we still do have the possibility of having, you know, repercussions for this, having less freedoms. I mean, there is a possibility of it. Like, let's say something did happen to Trump and people got a big hair up their butt thinking that the witches were responsible for it. And it
Right.
spreads fear, you know?
It
I mean,
may reopen the witch hunts.
Yeah, right. And it's not so much like they're going to round us up and burn us at the stake like
Well, yeah.
they did, but there is possibility that, you know, you might not get that job if you're found out to be a witch.
Yeah, or
maybe,
you might lose your job.
Right. Or you might lose your job, or maybe you're not the right mother and or father to be raising that kid, and the state decides to take your kid away from you.
Just because of what you believe in.
Right. Or maybe your landlord doesn't want you to live in their house anymore or their apartment because you're practicing some weird shit and they want to get you evicted. So there are consequences for people's superstitions and people's fears. And I think that that's something that people need to understand, you know. So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, I believe people should be able to do as they wish. But if they're going to do something like that, they should have, one, kept it in a private group, made sure nobody shared it out or said anything about it. I think it should have been kept quiet within their own community and group area. Instead of broadcast it all over in a public group on Facebook, where you're going to have people who are very strict Christians or even some Catholics or Judaism that are going to look at it and do believe in that witchcraft is real and that we do this and that we do the horrible thing of sacrificing children or that we sacrifice animals and don't believe that we do something with salt and tarot cards. But it's one of those, if you're going to do something like that, I say do it privately, do it your way, and don't broadcast it. What?
Yeah.
Oh, one moment. Yeah. But yeah, it's something that should be it. If you're going to do something like that, it should be private. And I believe honestly that if something does come of it, it's going to be, we're going to have more backlash for the people who didn't do it, who are pagan, just because we're pagan. And I got to go help Soren with something so they don't burn themselves. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
On the line of that, I also have to say that the age of technology. This is, you know, in a private forum, you could have, you know, said don't share it out or whatever. But this is the internet. People find a way to do things.
Yeah.
And use social media as their primary news source, which is absolutely fucking retarded. You know, you got to find that I want to say reliable news source, but lately news has just become a big fucking joke.
Yeah.
And then on the line of, you know, the strict Christians, trying to say that 10 times fast. You know, there still are people who have that old school thought of, you know, the Bible is absolute truth and witches are just pieces of shit. And I think it was wrong, because you would know more about this than I would. But I think it was Gardner that says no more cursing. So no more cursing people, because they already don't like us, and we don't want to give us a bad name even further.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just I think it was Gardner. I'm not standing by that. It's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually Yeah, go ahead.
But to for even such a small portion of the pagan community shouldn't have done it to begin with. A whole binding, cursing, whatever. You shouldn't have done it to begin with. Like you said, to a world leader. I mean, that's again, like you said, what if it played out and something bad did happen, or even if it didn't play out and something still happened to the president, thanks to news media, social media, and these the crazy Christians here on YouTube. Thanks to all that propaganda to Trump, everybody's going to be looking at us. Even the ones who didn't participate, even the pagans who are Trump supporters. Because I'm pretty damn sure there are pagans out there that are Trump supporters. There's such a diverse group. So what about them? Are they going to be, chastised and ridiculed and run out of town, lose their jobs, apartments, families, whatever? What about them? You got to think about everyone, not just yourself, not just a small portion of your group. You got to think about the pagan community as a whole,
right?
Before you do something like this. Just think of basically what this is doing is making us who didn't participate in it be accessories.
Yeah. And the thing with I think I know what you're talking about with Gardner. I can't remember exactly what he said, and somebody else brought it up. I'll have to look it up, but I know he did say something similar to that. But there can also be, like I said earlier, there can be repercussions for things because people can, even the idea of cursing I mean, it's kind of there. People know about it, but when other people really start to think about it, and especially if they are Christians, maybe they'll be like, a little more hesitant about us, accepting us, and, kind of, you might not get that job. They might not exactly tell you why you're not getting that job, but they might not hire you because you're a witch or you're known to be a witch.
Or you live in a state that's known as a fire at will.
Excuse me. Let me finish my
Sorry.
thought, okay? Thanks. And so that's really my main point. That was like why I created those two videos, was I wanted to show people that there are consequences for being so public about something, and especially attacking a world leader. I mean, the King James version of the Bible, which is so anti-witch, and he wrote a book called Demonology. The whole reason why the Bible has so many passages against witches in it is because he put those in there. And he was so paranoid about witches because of something that happened with his ship while he was coming into port one day. I mean, it doesn't really take too much to get somebody all paranoid about, like, what's going on? Or is there some kind of evil force trying to kill me or something? And people can get this stuff in their mind. And if they get that in their mind, and then there's a target, a group, like, oh, well, those people are witches, so maybe they did it. I'm having this bad day. My car won't, you know what I mean? All this stuff. And then they'll blame it on the witches. It's crazy. So, okay. So sorry about that, Crystal. Go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I know there are some states like mine that's called a fire at will state, meaning they don't need an excuse to fire you. Unless you're under union contract, which as a part-timer, I am not. They can fire you for sneezing wrong. The thing is if you live in a state that's like that, and they find out you're pagan, and something did happen, or They even had the remote idea that you may have done this, and seeing that my main manager boss person that I have to answer to, well, second in charge anyways, is Mormon. He could easily just say that I got a complaint and fire me.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it takes a drop of a dime. And I do agree with the idea of that might happen. But at the same note, I was talking to Soren while I was holding a scalding hot pot of water. They needed help draining noodles. And I had to throw shrimp onto the stove. But you're looking at a small but big problem. You're going to have to deal with the backlashes with it, yes. But the bigger problem is we're one of the few belief systems that is still having to be quiet about what we believe. And it's kind of unfair for us because we have that stigma to us because everybody wants to believe that this is based off this or we have to live by this. And unfortunately for anyone who's pagan, Wiccan, or however you identify, shamanistic or Buddhist, you still have this stigma on you that is hard to get rid of. And it's hard to, how do I put this? I'm trying to think of the perfect word. It's hard to get past this.
Mm-hmm.
And it still feels unfair. And things like Pizzagate come up and they blame us for everything that's wrong in this world. And that's because they believe that a book written by a bunch of hypocrites is truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Though, then again, you can look at any of the pagan authors and go, I wonder how hypocritical they're being at the same time. But you can say that about anyone. You can say that about the people writing the history books. And it just, a book's a book, and that's how the Bible should be looked at. And people are going, no, it's completely true. It's like, if you really believe a guy floated and walked on water and turned water into wine, then go right ahead. I believe in fairies and dragons and magical beings. So who am I to say what you can and cannot believe in?
Miniature's real, damn it.
Exactly.
Spirits.
But the bigger problem is we're still repressing ourselves and being quiet and keeping the oath of stay quiet in the shadows, don't draw attention to yourselves. But we're also not throwing our belief systems into how a government is run. And that's another big problem that's going on.
And that's the other thing is that, I mean, that's the thing that really pisses me off about the alternative left is that I'm all for free speech, and I'm also all for people should be able to do what they want. People should be able to marry who they want. They should be able to live how they want. I mean, I'm all for freedom, and I think that that's one of the appeals to me about paganism and about witchcraft is that it's essentially finding your own way. It's freedom in that respect, whereas Christianity is very dogmatic. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to believe this, you have to believe that. And witchcraft, Wicca, paganism were very much the opposite of that. But on the same note, we also have to understand that, well, the majority of the people voted for that orange-haired freak. So that's their choice. They voted for him. He won. You got to suck up and deal with it. And
Exactly.
maybe I'm not so happy that people can go out and do this, but that's their freedom. They have that choice. If I am going to advocate and push for, let's say, same-sex marriage, I'm also going to advocate and push for marriage between a man and a woman. I mean, I'm going to advocate for both of these things. If I'm really going to be for free speech, then those people who speak an opinion that maybe I don't agree with, I'm going to have to let them speak. Because if I actually believe these things, I have to support all of it. You know, I can't just pick and choose and say, well, I'll let you do that, and I'm not going to let you do this. I think that is very hypocritical.
Yeah.
Exactly. I actually have something
Sorry.
something to say on that. Old
man.
school liberals used to say, I disagree with what you're saying, but I will die.
Right.
You know, and that's how it should be. And left, I say regressive left, because I mean that's is regressing back to a time where we couldn't say shit, to where we couldn't practice what we wanted to practice, to where we couldn't, where we couldn't be outside of our skin color. It is now becoming taboo yet again, and that is,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
you know, and it's becoming more and more prevalent now between religions. You know, during the love age, you know, here's like Logan, you remember those?
Jesus.
I can totally see him. I'm wavy gravy. Anyways.
Yeah, let me tell you about the Civil War.
Okay, Grandpa. I'm going to help.
And I was rooting for the South because I was Southerner.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, the 60s was before my time, you bald-headed, stupid-looking, goofy-looking mother.
I love how he's insulting you and not me.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, because he was the one who called me old, remembering the 60s.
Well, at least I made the whole wavy gravy.
Oh, Wavy! I actually knew Wavy Gravy because he lived in Berkeley. So, well, we were like, we didn't like go to school together. I mean, he was quite a bit older than me, but yes, I have met the man.
Wow, I'm talking to somebody who's met the actual wavy gravy. That is awesome. Because I only heard of it thanks to listening to a set of books called The Iron Druid Chronicles, where Atticus tells his dog Oberon about it, and now Oberon, the wolfhound, Irish wolfhound, wants to be known as Wavy Gravy.
Okay.
Because he likes gravy.
Yeah. Yeah, Wavy Gravy I think he was a clown in the 60s. And he was still a clown. I don't know if he's still alive.
Yeah, what I remember from what I did actually end up looking it up afterwards, he was also a very big hippie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something about the magical school bus tour thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, you are old, buddy, but we love you. Hi, Zabora.
All right. So, hey, Zabora. Zabora's in here. So, all right. So, sounds like maybe we got our opinions about this off our chest. Should we start the video now, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So now we know how we all feel about this. So let me see. We'll get into this video. I'm going to start presenting. Dun, dun, dun.
He's going to show off his tail feathers, everyone.
There, I think, dang it. Let me see. Which one is it? I got way too many windows. Here we go. This is the one.
I wish my computer could run that many windows.
Let's see. The only things I have on are my browser. I have 2 windows for that right now. Skype, because it's always on. iTunes, because I'm charging my freaking iPod. And Steam.
Okay. All right. So let me see. I'm going to go ahead and share this and present to everyone. And let me see.
Wrong button.
Yeah, really. And let me know how the sound is.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show.
A little louder.
How's the sound?
Turn it up a bit.
A little louder?
Just a tad bit.
Okay, let me see how I can do this. I think I had to do this. Okay. How's that?
This came out of the woodwork last night.
I can barely hear it.
Zabora's even saying turn it up.
Oh, even Zabora, huh? Well, she's the deaf one, so.
The one that comes late to something she wants to rant about.
All right, so let me see. I can mess with this. Okay. All right. I wonder how. Let me see here. See if I can turn it up more.
Donald Trump and anyone who supported.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Okay.
on my end at least. I don't know about.
It's okay on my end, but it still seems a little low.
Damn, why is it so low?
I don't know, but like I said, it just seems a little low on my end. But I may have to.
No, you're probably right.
It would probably also help if I actually turn. Okay, try it again. Because I just realized half my volume was turned down.
Donald Trump.
Okay, that's better.
So how does it sound, Matt?
Yeah, I can hear it. I got earbuds.
Okay. All right. So in the chat, if it's too low, let me know.
Satanic musicians such as Lana Del Rey, who, believe it or not, I actually had people comment on the video I did saying that Lana Del Rey was a believer in Jesus Christ, a Christian and a follower of Jesus Christ, despite the fact that she tweeted saying she was preparing for her witchcraft ritual against Donald Trump. That's how blind people are to what's going on. We have Lana Del Rey admitting to being a witch, openly saying she's going to be putting a spell on Trump and his supporters for the next 4 months or every month until he is out of office. Yet her fans who worship her every move still are coming saying she's a real Christian. You're wrong. She believes in Jesus Christ. I mean, how dumb can you be?
So is anyone keeping an eye on the chat?
Yeah.
What are they saying anything about the volume in the chat?
Zabora says it's okay, but stop hitting your mic. Travis says he can't hear it. Mo says he can't hear it.
Okay. All right. Stop hitting your mic. No, I will not stop hitting my mic.
I got a metal case around my mic, so.
All right, let me see what
That
I
actually
can
kind
do
of
about
hurt. My
this.
nail got snagged on it.
Yeah, it didn't sound too good on our end.
CC says, "Bitch, turn up your volume," or volume. Sorry, volume.
Crap. Damn it. Let me see.
Too bad you don't have a setup like mine.
What, slow and cumbersome?
Well, not that. Not that. I would rather have your computer than mine right now. Yours can actually use OBS. Mine can't. Well, it can. It's just it doesn't like to pair up with YouTube for some reason.
All right. So let me play this again.
How stupid can society be?
How's that?
Oh, a lot better. I'm not
Blowing my ears out now, though.
obsessed and blind.
Yeah, turn mine down.
If you set your
The answer is it's an unbelievable level of stupidity that is going on in this country. Now it seems that not Instagram and Twitter. There's actually video of what's going on outside Trump Tower. It's really embarrassing, to be honest. I can't play the video because they're actually reading the spell, and I'm not going to put that out there for people to see the spell.
Okay, hold on.
That spell was just so stupidly written, though. I mean,
I didn't even know that there was a video on it. I gotta go look that up.
yeah, it's in 4 parts, or at least. Well, it's. I know I watched at least a couple of parts of it, and I know there's at least 4 parts. But yeah, I mean, the spell that whoever wrote was just. I mean, it was just so stupid. It didn't have a real focus, and the wording was just really bad. And it was supposed to be, what do you call it? Not sympathetic, but imitative magic.
Right.
But it just wasn't. It wasn't really thought out and put together well. And the language was just really bad.
So just a really piss poor excuse of a spell.
So you're saying I wrote the spell because I can't spell worth shit, so I'd probably end up ab-libbing words. And no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
The thing I'm concerned about is why would you go on Tumblr and talk about your ritual? Why would you go like?
Okay.
Isn't that supposed to be a no-no? Is to talk about your spells, talk about your rituals?
Well, you're
after
not
they're done?
supposed. Well, yeah, you're not supposed to. Yes.
Okay. The whole thing about going on Tumblr, you're not supposed to do this and that. Remember, I started on Tumblr. There's a lot of people who do shit that are that bad.
That wasn't his point.
I know. But
yeah, that wasn't the point.
I know. I'm just going to continue on
Tumblr.
with my argument anyhow. Okay.
No, what I was meaning is I've seen so many people post their spells,
Right.
and then it get reposted by extreme Christians going, "This is what they're doing, people." Tumblr, even I'm surprised that they. Okay, I'm not surprised that it was people from Tumblr who wanted to start this, and who wrote the spell. Then.
Mm-hmm.
Tumblr is special, fluffy snowflake people there. So it is a land of the dumbassery.
Yeah.
And I fully say this.
Yeah. Well, what Mad was talking about was one of the 4 powers of the Sphinx or 4 powers of the Magi, or what people nowadays call the Witch's Pyramid, and that is to be silent.
There you go.
And that is the point that he's making. And yes, that is that you should not talk about spells that you have just done, because it's a superstition that, like when you blow the candles out of your birthday cake, you don't tell everybody what your wish was.
No, of course not. It won't come true.
Right, exactly. And so, but that superstition I don't know if it does exactly, but it may harken back to the concept that when you do a spell, you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And
but as for the public,
right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
But as for the public recording, I guess they huddled outside of Trump Tower or whatever, as according to that article, and were doing that piss poor ritual. A public one like that. One is ballsy because, again, age of technology. But 2, you can't really blame anybody for putting it out there. You really can't. I guess what I'm getting at is if you're going to do it in public, you deserve to get called out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is, to me, it doesn't really seem like the spell was really supposed to be a spell. It was supposed to be a action, and because you're going out into public, you're going in front of Trump Towers, and you've already put this information out on the internet, and it's already spread out. People are interested in it. and the media's a hold of it. So now the media comes to Trump Tower. So it's no longer about the spell; it's about getting attention. So it becomes it becomes like a political action. But the thing is that, like I said earlier, the spell is going to work, but we don't know how it's going to work, and we don't know what effect it's going to have. I know that people are talking about, yeah, well, there's people who are countering the spell and all that. Well, yeah, but I mean, there's different theories about magic, but unless you really, it's very difficult to counteract someone's spell that's not directed at you. And I don't think people really know how to do that. Anyhow, I don't know. My theory is that this spell is going to work, and it's probably going to have an effect, but we don't know exactly what kind of an effect yet.
Maybe his tan will subside.
We could hope.
I don't know. But anyhow, shall we continue on?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
These spells you can put under these spells. But let's just put it this way. It's a bunch of embarrassing women with nothing better to do at midnight on a Friday night than sit outside of Trump Tower and put on a pathetic little witchcraft spell on Donald Trump and his followers. Now, the only thing I hope is that people out there who are liberals didn't fall into following this and going,
And now, what do we think she's burning here?
It looks like a bill,
Yeah.
like a banknote.
It looks like at least $1 or something. I don't know. Is that or is
It's-
supposed to be?
It's weird looking. I think it might be a foreign banknote.
I think she's burning a picture of Trump, but I could be wrong.
She might be. I don't
From
know.
a magazine or
Probably.
a newspaper.
Well, let's see what the spell was. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I know you needed a picture of Trump according to the thing. So maybe tarot cards, a few other things, and so they might be burning the picture to put the bind on him. I don't know.
Can you see my screen? Can you see the writing?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, so let's see. What did we need? An unflattering photo of Trump. Okay, that's unflattering photo. Tower card. Tiny stub of an orange candle. Pin or a small nail to inscribe candle. Now anyhow, there is something you would use to inscribe on the candles, but it's not a pin or a
Right.
small nail. White candle representing the element of fire. I mean, any candle, really, you don't have to have colored candles representing the elements, but not really traditionally, but more modernly, we usually associate red with fire. But you know, you can use white candles to associate anything you want. Let's see, bowl of water, ball of salt. We know why we'd use that. Feather, that's kind of an addition to it. That's not a quote unquote traditional tool representing air. Ashtray or dish of sand. Piece of pyrite, fool's gold. Not too sure why you'd use that. Sulfur, yeah, black thread. Baby carrot. Baby carrot, if you were going to bury that into the ground, that would be sympathetic, and that would be to like either it would be to grow if it was like a carrot that could grow, or it would be to rot if you were gonna like leave it in the ground and let it rot, which would be destructive.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Building the tower card, say a prayer for protection. This I don't understand. Why would you have to do a prayer of protection? From what?
For yourself.
From what?
Backlash.
Well, that's what the circle's for.
Still, some people don't. Some people take double precaution when it comes to things like that because you're pushing it onto someone else.
And reading the 23rd Psalm aloud.
That right there, I don't understand.
Well, none of this makes any sense to me. I mean, you don't need to set up protection for backlash if you're doing a binding spell.
Yeah,
But anyhow,
that's the other thing that confuses
okay.
me.
so
I'm in another tab. I'm looking up Psalm 23.
yeah.
It's the first thing that popped up on Google search. I'm not shitting you. So Psalm 23. Why? Bible Gateway explanation.
All right. Well, let me know when you get it. So it says.
I got it.
Okay.
It says, Psalm 23, a Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Okay.
Why are they doing a Lord's Prayer from a butt? Are they the Christian witches doing this?
It's not a Lord's Prayer. It's protection from dark forces.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, why would you use a Christian phrase for a pagan ritual unless you're a Christian witch?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And then let's see, light a white candle. Hear me, O spirits of water, earth, fire, and air, heavenly hosts, demons of the infernal realms. Who puts that in there?
Okay, this
is not.
And spirits of the ancestor, light inscribed orange candle stub. Okay, I call upon you to bind Donald Trump so that he may fail utterly.
He's already doing that.
Yeah, binding a person so that he may fail utterly. So fail utterly. Okay, that he may do no harm. Okay, so he's going to do no harm to any human soul. Okay, nor any tree, animal, rock, stream, or sea. Okay, bind him so that he shall not break our polity, usurp our liberty, or fill our minds with hate, confusion, fear, or despair. Well, that's already too late because you're already hate. Bind to all those who enable his wickedness and those whose mouths speak his poisonous lies. I beseech you, spirits of all of them, as with chains of iron, bind their malicious tongues, strike down their towers of vanity, invert tower card. Okay, I beseech thee in thy name. So they're trying to destroy the tower, the Trump Tower?
No, that's symbolic as well. From what I know of the tower card, it could either mean and I think Zabora's our tarot reader.
The tower.
Oh, you're a tarot reader as well.
Yeah. The tower, depending on the deck, depends on what it is reversed. So if they're doing a specific deck, to be smart and fuck, where did mine go? I have one right next to me. Fuck, where'd it go? Oh, they're there. But I mean, it depends. Reverse can mean different things with the tarot card. It can mean destruction of it's more of a personal thing. It can be your personal empire.
I'm not talking about the meaning of the card. I'm talking about the action of the card, why you would invert it.
To destroy a person's empire.
So it says, strike down their towers of vanity, and then you invert the tower card. I beseech thee in thy name. So that's what the purpose of that is?
To get rid of their selfish vanity.
Yeah, I mean, to invert it on some of them, like mine, it's treachery and oppression. So yeah.
Well, all right. Well, okay. I would never do that with a spell, especially something like this, which looks like it's imitative magic. I beseech thee in thy name, say your full name in the name of all who walk, crawl, swim, and fly, of all the trees, the forests, streams, deserts, rivers, and seas, in the name of justice, liberty, and love, equality, and peace. Bind them in chains, bind their tongues, bind their works, bind their wickedness. Light a small photo of Trump from the flame of the orange candle and hold carefully above the ashtray. So that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
So why would you burn a photo of somebody in a binding spell?
I can see it in a curse, along with calling the infernal demons. That's part of a curse, not a binding. So somebody makes a binding into a curse and is disguising it as a binding, is how the spell is written, by what I can hear of it. That's
Yeah.
the only reason they would need a circle of protection or a prayer of protection.
Yeah.
It's because
And then-
they mixed the two and said, oh, it's just a binding, when in reality it may not be.
Yeah. And then blow out orange candle, visualizing Trump blowing apart into dust or ash.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, it's not what they originally meant it to be then.
Well,
This whole entire spell is just wonky. It
It
makes absolutely no sense to me.
yeah. Yeah. So okay, so that's what this person is doing right here is she's burning the portrait of Trump. So that's what she's doing here, but it does kind of look like a bill note.
Yeah,
That's
so-
what I thought it was at first. I'm like, why is she burning a bill?
Maybe it's a newspaper clipping of him.
That's what I was thinking. It's either newspaper
Yeah.
or it's a magazine.
Yeah. So okay, so she's using the orange candle here and she's burning a picture of Trump.
And she looks like a follower of Cthulhu.
Yeah, she's got the little octopus necklace
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Along with it because they hate Donald Trump so much because they're falling into this divide and conquer agenda. Because we don't need more people influenced by witchcraft and sorcery and Satanism. Because we already have enough people out there influenced by this trash. But as Twitter was flooding
Ugh, just gonna be a commercial.
Yeah, he's good for that.
I love how he's calling our belief trash.
Huh?
I love how he's like, there are enough people that believe in this trash. Well, there's enough people that believe in your trash.
the witches went forward with their gigantic mass ritual.
But that's how a lot of Christians view us, is that we're just evil people who go around sacrificing children.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only children I sacrifice are shrimp.
No, they actually believe that.
I know.
That's the scary part. Is
I-
they actually believe it.
They should take a look at their Bible, like a little harder.
Yeah.
Twitter was flooded last night with photos of witches posting photos of their spells, their setups, and their altars. The witches went forward with their gigantic mass ritual, binding ritual on Trump and his followers, hoping Jesus would There was much fanfare when witches across the world and singer Lana Del Rey pledged to stand together and cast a spell on Donald Trump on Monday night. But it seems some good witches gathered outside Trump Tower in New York couldn't conjure up much of a crowd. There was only a handful of people gathered outside the president's Manhattan female penthouse as witches worldwide prepared to cast a magic
Hold on, Logan.
Hmm?
We're still getting messages saying that they can't hear.
Yeah, it did get really, really soft a few minutes ago. I thought it was my headphones, not.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I have to figure out how to fix that.
Bob. If you can try to put your playback on speaker and then your call on headphones, that should work.
Are you hearing anything?
No.
No.
Okay, so that didn't work. Let me see here.
Sorry about the technical difficulty, folks.
It's always something. See how this sounds.
on. guys. Wait, stay
There we go.
Do light pictures of
Okay. How's it sound in the chat? How does it sound in the? Can you hear me talking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how's it? What are they saying in the chat?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
Dorian says okay. It sounds okay.
Sounds so. Tell
Mo
Dorian
says
he can
that.
go.
Mo says there's an angry motherfucker. Give him some time. It's technology. Let him figure it out. These old people, remember.
Man, back with the old thing.
I'll be there in a few years. Don't worry.
I'm older than you. I'll be there before you, young whippersnapper.
Yeah, I look older than you. That's sad.
I know, right? Fuck. I still get ID.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, really.
You'll end up looking like me.
Donald Trump on fire to put on their ridiculous spells. Of course, people out there still think this stuff's not real, as if people would do this stuff and believe in this stuff for no reason without seeing results. And sadly, we have Christians who don't believe in it, even though the Bible talks openly about demonic possession. God talks about sorcery and witchcraft and to avoid these things and that they do exist. They do go on, but people still don't believe it's real. Christians especially, which is really sad to see. It says the first one was scheduled for Friday night and is set to be followed by similar spells cast on March 26th, April 24th,
Okay, hold on.
and May 23rd.
Okay, like you said with the whole witchcraft thing in the and the King James Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The original Hebrew said poisoner. A lot of people don't know that. It said beware the poisoner, not beware the witch.
Mm-hmm.
And so they meant it metaphorically, the poisoner part, they meant it metaphorically to say, I guess you can say witch, but it was metaphoric to a spiritual poisoning, to somebody who comes in and says, oh, well, your religion is fake, and blah, 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 blah. That's what, that's what the context was. It was a metaphor for somebody who's trying to dissuade you from practicing
Anything but Christianity.
The Benefica. Benefica. The Latin term Benefica.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you were referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about all the other passages in the Bible against divination, astrology, magic, and witchcraft, and sorcery?
A lot of things were actually added, and a lot of things were actually taken out of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And the Vatican did it. The Rome.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
A lot of people don't know that either. They think that King James, NIV, all these English translations are
100% correct.
Are 100% correctly translated. Even from Hebrew to Latin, it was misinterpreted.
Yeah, I don't think it went. I think it went from Hebrew to Greek, and then to Latin.
Oh, then that's just even more fuckery.
Yeah, it went through several changes, and then finally into like German and English. So, yeah. So there's a lot of translations, but the Benefica part, sometimes there's terms that don't really have an equivalent meaning.
Right.
And so what they do is they have to find a word that is the most similar. So Benefica, which was a poisoner. Yeah, you're right. So a poisoner of wells, or a poisoner of water, or a poisoner of souls, and poisoner of soul became witch.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay.
No, that's
right.
that's
Go
what
ahead.
I was trying to get my point across, is that, you know, like you said, the King James Bible is against witches. NIV
Yeah.
hardly mentions, you know, it's like one little thing. Done.
Yeah.
While the King James is fuck witches, fuck witches, fuck witches. Don't, you know, guys don't fuck guys, fuck witches.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's just, and one of the reasons is because King James is so paranoid about witches.
Yeah,
And,
he was a very paranoid guy.
yeah, he was. And you know, and if you have a president who becomes paranoid of witches, you know, then who knows what he might do.
Scary.
So, yeah. So anyhow.
So these other ones will be occurring during the spring equinox, which isn't a surprise, like I said yesterday. It says Lana Del Rey had earlier tweeted a photo of herself with the caption, "At the stroke of midnight, February 24th, March 26th, April 24th, May 23rd. Ingredients can be found online." Her tweet appeared to be referencing the spell being shared by the witchcraft community online as they prepared to hex Trump. Instructions on how to carry out the binding spell went viral earlier in the week in a Facebook group titled Bind Trump. Was set up designed to answer people's questions on how to perform the spell. So just more of this stuff getting out in the open, right? We have Facebook groups now openly talking about how to put spells on people and hexes. I'm sure those already existed, but this brings more attention to it because people are hearing about Donald, you know, people are hating Donald Trump. People are thinking of whatever they can do to stop Donald Trump, whether it's March or whatever. And now they're indoctrinating young kids out there who are, you know, don't even know what's going on. All they hear is how bad he is and the
How are they indoctrinating children?
You know how kids are. They're planted in their Facebook and Twitter. You know, they don't talk to their parents anymore.
So we're indoctrinating children by posting it on Tumblr
Yeah, pretty much.
because parents don't know how to check their goddamn kids' internet history anymore.
But do you have to be over 18 to be on Tumblr?
Nope.
You're supposed to be over
You're
a
supposed
certain.
to be.
You're supposed to be over the age of 12.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like
anyhow,
most places.
but that would be like anything that's on Tumblr. If that's the equivalency, then anything on Tumblr would be supposedly, you know, bringing kids to it.
Yeah.
And it kind of is. I mean, just look at the regressive left. It's Tumblrized, and everybody's on Tumblr when it comes to regressive left.
Yeah,
and
but
more and more people are joining the regressive left because of Tumblr and because of university.
okay. So just because it's on Tumblr, he believes that they're indoctrinating children.
Yeah.
That and Facebook. Because, of course, Facebook is the source of all evil as well and will corrupt your children. Not that parenting can't help, but still.
Yeah.
is what they're doing with this divide and conquer, especially young children who worship these false idols, these musicians and these actors. These people are targeting the young children and trying to influence them. We have 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds who are into politics, which is insane to think about. When I was 10, 12 years old, I mean, the stuff I was thinking about, you know, throwing a baseball, you know, against the net. And we got kids out there who are into this stuff. And then they're being influenced now to get involved in this witchcraft to stop Donald Trump. The witches are telling him, oh, you can stop him.
Why is it so wrong to have kids, you know, 10, 11, 12 years old? Why is it so wrong to start getting them into politics?
You need to understand what it is. I mean, I didn't understand what certain politics were until I was in high school, and then even after high school, I was still confused by it.
Exactly. I didn't start getting into politics until I was like 23.
So honestly, I rather kids find out about what certain politicians are, so when they become the age to vote, they're responsible about voting instead of being irresponsible and confused like we fucking were.
Yeah. But I mean, as when I was a young kid, I got pretty much into politics, but that was just because of my family.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I think you get into whatever you get into at whatever age because of whatever. It doesn't really. I don't think there's anything wrong with people getting into politics when they're young kids. I mean, if they want to, they can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he's making it sound like it's a bad thing that kids are
Having
getting
knowledge.
into politics. And exactly.
Well, yeah,
You know?
because because basically they don't. Yeah, right. Well, he's just an idiot.
All of these, 40-year-old women outside here. We had some men as well participating, holding up their candles, looking like buffoons. They have like little birthday candles. I guess they went to.
They don't look 40.
They don't look like they're putting much energy into this either. They're just kind of like doing it.
That's like meh.
Yeah,
especially especially the glasses.
Yeah, and I mean, how can you really even concentrate with all these people around? And they're going through the motions. Like I said, it seems like it was more of a political move than an actual spell.
Yeah.
Party City. I picked up some birthday candles or a cake, and they're holding them, lighting them, having a good time. It's funny too. You see all these women holding up their cell phones, recording themselves as they do the ritual. So you see the self.
I think they're reading the spell off the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't even bother memorizing it to. Okay.
Especially if they're supposed to be doing it once a month now, kind of like your period. You would figure you would memorize it.
Well, yeah, and also if you don't have to, but I mean it's probably a good idea to memorize it or have it written on a piece of paper in front of you so that you can, read the line and concentrate to accomplish your goal. But
right.
But anyhow, I mean it just seems really bizarre and ill-conceived, this whole thing, because it doesn't even seem like a binding spell. It seems like something else. And then it seems like it was more of a political move to do it in front of Trump Tower to get attention. So it just seems bizarre.
Idol worship. They're putting on this spell, which is, obviously in witchcraft and in Satanism and the occult, they take this stuff very, very seriously. And spells can go backwards on these witches, especially when, they don't conjure up enough energy and don't put enough focus into the spell.
And also, anybody who's been in the occult or practices magic on a regular basis doesn't have to put up a protection spell before every single spell, depending if it's a binding or a hex, because they already have protections around them. That was why I was wondering why they included that in the spell, but maybe they were assuming that people were going to be doing this for the first time. So
maybe.
Yeah.
Things like that.
That's why you don't do spells you're not comfortable, that you don't know how to do to begin with.
Well, and also, I mean, it's just this. I mean, the whole spell was just kind of dumb.
After you read it to me, I'm almost sitting here going, "This is like I said, it's a curse mixed in with a binding spell, and it does not sound right, or it's very ill-conceived."
Because if you were going to bind someone, you would have an image of something that you would have to represent them, and then you'd only need to bind the hands, bind the feet, bind the eyes, bind the ears, and bind the mouth. And then you would say that you were going to bind them physically, mentally, spiritually. I mean, so you would basically be able to cover all your bases with just a few things. You don't have to you don't have to include all kinds of unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is it?
I mean, honestly, one of the binding things that I know, all you need is a picture and some string.
Yeah, and you can do it that way too.
You can roll the picture up and bind the picture with the string and lock it in a jar or a Ziploc baggie and then put it aside or bury it.
Right.
Because you're binding it away.
Yeah, and I think where they really screwed up is what they wanted to do was they wanted to bind Trump, and they wanted to bind
everyone else.
Half of America.
Right. See, what they did here was they wanted to bind Trump so that he may fail utterly. You can't bind someone to fail. It just
No,
that just doesn't work. You can cause someone to fail. You can hope, you can make them fail. You can want them to fail. You can hope that they fail, but you can't bind someone to fail. You could bind someone to, I guess, fail and fall if you bind only their feet.
I mean, you
can do
can.
that. So that doesn't make any sense. And then to any human soul, why? What? That he may do no harm to any human soul. That doesn't make any sense to me. Nor any tree,
But
animal, rock, streamers. I don't know. Whatever.
I think they don't want him to build a wall.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just they also wanted to like bind everybody else too. That's the part I was getting to, where because they wanted to bind him, but then they also wanted to and bind to all those who enable his wickedness. So
Yeah,
that's where I think they ran into a problem, because how are you going to bind everyone else? You can't like create an image or a puppet of everyone else. So I think
right.
that's probably how they ran into the first problem.
And it's redundant.
Yeah. And poisonous lies. So, I mean, I guess every other kind of lie is okay.
That's what I was thinking too.
Little white lies are fine.
Yes. And then strike down their towers of vanity, and then they invert the tower card. I beseech thee in thy name, say your full name. I beseech thee in thy name, Bob Smith. In the name of all who, what? I beseech thee in my name, Bob Smith.
Basically,
In the name
that's
of
A
all
generic
just a
name.
setting name.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, because it says say your full name. Why would you say that? I beseech thee in my name.
No, you don't do it in your name.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. All right.
And we have these witches who are doing this spell holding up their cell phones. One woman's got 2 cell phones, one in each hand, as she's recording herself doing the ritual, going, "Look at me, I'm outside Trump Towers doing a spell. I'm 45 years old and single, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but look at me."
I don't know if she's single, dickwad. What a hypocritical asswipe.
He has insider information.
He knows she's single.
Yes. He has the ability to reach in and discern the marital or non-marital status of every single person he sees.
He's a dickwad.
He's a total dickwad.
He's a wad of dicks.
Oh.
No, you see, that's an insult to dicks everywhere.
Good point.
Yeah, I'm a dick.
He is a fucking dick.
He's a collaboration of foreskins and a dickwad. That works better.
Foreskins?
Yeah, he's just a collaboration.
Not three skins?
Yeah, the foreskin of the. Yeah. Fuck you.
He's a mutilated dick.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
I'm to do hocus pocus spell outside Trump Tower. Get a life, lady. It's embarrassing.
You need to get a life, dude. You're something someone's doing. Fuck.
All in black. Not a surprise. We see signs that say
They're not all in black. This lady over here is wearing like a brown shirt and jeans. This guy's wearing jeans. She's cute though. I like her.
Yeah, and I don't think she's
in
40.
black.
I think she's something at least in her 30s, but not 40.
Yeah. See, she's cute. I'd join her coven. And then this lady, she's in blue. Yeah, she's got 2 phones. I don't know, she's recording herself reading the spell.
they topple the tower, sweep away the regime as the witches cast their spells. It says among the objects required to complete the spell is an unflattering photo of Trump, a tiny orange candle, a tarot card, a tower tarot card. Oh, how cute, representing the tower, Trump Tower, and bowls of water and salt. I don't know if they had maybe some gum gum issues. They wanted to gargle with salt water. Maybe that.
He doesn't understand what we would use the salt water for.
Yeah, he was. The first video I seen by him, he was. He said salted water, and I said, you know, every altar should have a bowl of salt and a bowl of water.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't know how every single witch practices, but the majority of the people I know, they would have salt and water on their altar all the time, no matter what. You just need that to even begin a spell, or even begin any kind of ritual. You would need it.
One, it represents the elements.
Right.
You know, and then you mix it together for certain spells.
Right.
You know, blessings or whatever. You know, that's how I use salt water. It is, I use it to like bless my athame or whatever other tools I'm using. You know, but that's just me.
Bless your ath.
Bless my ass.
The ath on me. Bless the ath on me.
Dear
All right.
lords.
Yeah. Fun with words. Sam Hain and Athame.
I need some of that champagne over here, please.
Champagne.
I can't wait till we have that Lugna sad.
Oh yeah! Don't forget about Orkstara.
Oakstara, yep.
Orkstara. Does somebody actually say Orkstara?
I knew somebody who.
I'm sure somebody has.
Saying Ostara says Eastara. I'm like,
Dara.
I'm like, it's not. There's no E. What is the? You're not combining Easter and Ostara together.
I like it when people don't know how to say Lugna sad.
Oh God.
Sam Hain and Lugna sad. With their
now, when you say Lugna sad, it makes it sound so different that it's like I had to think, what is the actual? I'm like, oh, Lunasa. I was like, what the? It sounded so different, and I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh.
Me. It was a fame. A fame.
It was a fame. I mean, I call it afflame. There was different pronunciations of it, but athane or they try to say it as it's spelt.
Yeah, I don't
just call it a white-handled knife. All right.
No, actually, that's the black-handled knife. But
it's the black-handled knife.
But yeah. I don't think there is a quote-unquote proper way to say it. I think it's just different ways of people saying it. But I don't think there is an actual, because how the name Athame came about is kind of questionable. So that's like a whole video thing. But so you don't really know what the proper pronunciation of it is.
No, you don't. It's just random.
Everybody in the chat is sitting there writing out like really weird ways on how to say witchy words.
At me. All right.
By the way, yes, Witches Girl, I just got your thing, and yes, we're streaming.
Oh, how cute, representing the tower, Trump Tower, and bowls of water and salt. I don't know if they had maybe some gum issues. They wanted to gargle with salt water. Maybe that's so. A pin which is used to carve Trump's name on the candle was also required. The instructions stated that the items should be arranged around the individual in a pleasing position, along with a feather, a white candle, and an ashtray or dish filled with sand. I'm surprised that the requirements for the spell, the candle and all this stuff they use, also didn't call for a bedpan and ham.
Oh, you know what? That actually, I think you mentioned that, Matt, and I think you're right. Or you, Loki. I think one of you mentioned that, but it sounded like it was more of a hex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Loki.
That was Loki. Okay, so Loki, I agree with you because I think, like, especially down here where it says, where was it? Yeah, here it was. Pin or small nail to inscribe candle.
It sounds more like a hex or a curse than it
Yeah.
does a binding, and what they're doing is disguising it as a binding is what I'm seeing it as, so that people who are the okay, how do I put this nicely? The fluffy Wiccans that don't believe in curses or think that you can't be
Don't
a
throw
witch.
Wiccans in there. You
No,
don't know who
this
created this spell.
I said the thing is I don't think a Wiccan created the spell, but I think it's somebody who does believe in, because a lot of Wiccans that I've talked to said, well, if you do curses or hexes, you're not a true witch or you're not a true this. And it's like, okay, you don't know that, but it's so that the people who are the ones who don't believe in doing hexes or curses call it a bind instead, so that they don't have to put that bad name or bad word to it. And so calling it a binding gets people who don't realize what it really is to do it.
Right.
Also, doesn't the Wicca read us like Logan, you would know this. Doesn't the Wicca read also state that whatever you put out comes back threefold?
Yeah, but there's different interpretations of that. But
Yeah.
what it is it's an understanding that basically what you put out there has an effect upon the world, and it will have effects that may come back to you. There's different ideas that Gerald Gardner kind of perpetuated that idea. Dorian Valiente didn't really like the concept of it. Uh, there's one interpretation that what it was it was just what the witch puts out there. They're supposed to put it out there 3 times. So, like, if you are, let's say you are going to bind somebody, you would bind them 3 times over. Or if you were going to heal someone, you would heal them 3 times over. Or, you know what I mean? So that 3 was in there. That's what you would do 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Then there was also the idea that that comes from the second degree initiation, where there's a line in there that says something to the effect of 3 times. The 3 times this happens. So that's kind of where it came from. But it was one of these things that sort of perpetuated, like, word of mouth to everybody, and it turned into the Wiccan Reed. And shoot, what was it? 3 times 3. Well, hell, why not? Since we're here, we can look up the long form of the Wiccan Reed,
Yeah.
because I do not know the long form of the Wiccan Reed.
I don't either. I've heard of it, but
I've read it. I've read it a few times before in my early stages of study.
yeah.
Now, there's 2 forms of the long form of the Wiccan Reed. There's the first one, which was written by Dorian Valiente. Then there was another form which was written by a lady and put into the green egg. Here we go. The Wiccan Reed. Probably this one would be good. So this is the one that was created by. So you created this one.
Yeah, that's the one I read.
Yeah. I don't think this is. Yeah, actually, no. This one is the one I think that Dorian Valiente wrote. But here's bind the Wiccan laws ye must. Perfect love and perfect trust. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. See if it says it in here.
There it is. Mind me the threefold law ye should. 3 times 3. 3 times bad and 3 times good.
Yeah,
That's
there. So there it is. Yeah. So mind the threefold law ye should. 3 times bad and 3 times good. So it doesn't really say anything about it coming back to you 3 times. So, but let me see if I can find, because there's two versions of it. Let me see. By Doreen Valiente. And if I spell her name right. Who would probably have, here it is. So this is the Wiccan Read by Doreen Valiente. Okay, so it looks like it's the same one.
Yep.
Yeah, here it is. Mind ye threefold law, ye should 3 times bad and 3 times good. And then there was one by, let me see, in green egg.
I do have to agree with the fact that there is a lot of the do no harm, perfect love, perfect trust, and that's another reason why some just don't believe in doing curses or hexes and stuff like that. But the thing is, it never says anything wrong about doing a bind.
Well, that, let me see if I can find. See if we can find the long form from the green egg. Here it is. This one is by Lady Gwen Thompson. And it looks very similar to the one by Doreen Valiente. Matter of fact, I think it's the same one. So yeah, so anyhow, so this one was written by Doreen Valiente. And Lady Gwen Thompson, I think, claims it to be of her family. But anyhow, so the Wiccan Read is not that it comes back to, or excuse me, the threefold law does not mean that it will come back to you 3 times. That's a misconception. But that's just a different interpretation. People interpret it that way, and so it's kind of perpetuated that way. But that's not what it means. And where the hell am I now? Now I'm lost.
Tab.
Damn it.
Wrong tab.
There we go. Okay. All right.
No.
So yeah. So I mean, so the concept of "and it harm none, do as you will," is really just an understanding that, you know, again, what you put out there will come back to you, and it was also a way to be able to tell people, yes, hey, we're witches, but we have a moral code. We don't do harm to people, and that's kind of how it grew. But the truth of the matter is that if somebody attacks you, you're not going to sit there and let them attack you. You're going to defend yourself. That you have every right to do it. But also, there's also a certain level of responsibility. If you believe, and I don't know how many people actually believe this, but if you believe that you are able to cause change to occur in conformity with your will, and you cause someone to be bound or to be hexed or whatever, they are responsible for anything that happens to that person. It's like putting a gun to someone's head and pulling the trigger.
Exactly.
If you understand that, then hopefully you have a little more respect for what you do, and you don't just callously run around just cursing people left and right. And that's my belief. I absolutely believe that magic happens because I've seen it happen. I've experienced it way too many times to just sit there and say, oh, it doesn't happen, it doesn't work. So I understand that what I do in the world has an effect, and it causes change to occur. And so understanding that, I have a deeper respect for it. And I just know that I'm just not going to run around cursing people for no reason. I've sent a lot of people on vacations. Let's put it that way. God, I'm sick of you. Don't you want to go on vacation? All right.
Send me on one, goddammit.
Piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to live close to, me or work with me too.
True.
All right. Hey, my supervisor had a great time in India, so leave me alone.
Give me a break. The article goes on to say that a prayer for protection was to be said by all participants before they launched into the chant, which was allegedly created by a member of a private magical order. Some high-ranking witch clearly was in charge and on location there, and in these other locations undisclosed around the world. This was the only one that was openly out there that I heard of looking into this story. Was Trump Tower, of course, but I'm sure worldwide they had their secret underground network meeting up in places with these high-ranking witches and warlocks and occultists.
Oh my God.
Yes.
We have underground tunnels where we connect with each other and meet up to do rituals.
Yeah.
That's
You
what I
didn't
was
know that?
laughing about.
No, I didn't. Fuck you guys.
Well, you should have known the password, all right?
I thought it was
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs.
No, that was the old password. We changed it.
Oh, was it
Now,
now?
obviously, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it out
Can't
loud.
say
now.
it.
You're gonna have to.
This is live television.
Good point.
Yeah.
But
You're
I
gonna
have
have to contact.
But I will have to say this much. I will have to contact somebody about that shit. But I'm with Sabora. What do you mean by high-ranking witches? I mean...
Yeah, I was just about to make that joke. You should talk to your high-ranking witch.
I mean, I have a coven of 3 whole people. None of us outrank each other. We might by age, but... Apparently Soren outranks everyone right now. But... I don't understand the idea. If you're a solitaire witch, where the hell do you get the ranking system? McDonald's?
I got it from a book.
Well,
And
yeah,
do you get a discount on shit if you're a high-ranking witch? I mean, is there a way you can go to a new age store and go, oh, I'm a high-ranking witch, so don't I get the discount? I mean, fuck. Things you need to know, people. Sorry. I think I killed Mad.
This whole thing is fucking stupid.
I know.
Well,
that's what
you have to understand how they think. They think that there is an actual cabal of the Illuminati, which consists of people who run our government, CIA, and all these high-ranking elites who control and manipulate the masses through television, media, radio, internet, and everything. And these are high-ranking Satanists who perform human sacrifices. And then the lower-ranking people, who are the witches and the pagans, are just our puppets who are essentially manipulated. So when he talks about high-ranking witches, those are the people who he's talking about.
Oh, but
Maybe that's how I can get into a debate with vigilant Christian, is tell them that I'm a high-ranking witch.
Fuck yeah.
See if that works.
Well, he was in the Illuminati, wasn't he? He should know. Oh no, Bill Schnoebelen. Tell him you know Bill Schnoebelen, because Bill Schnoebelen was in the Illuminati.
No.
Yeah, you know Bill Schnoebelen. Yeah, I was a rank above him, and yeah, he was just an outright piece of shit.
You know,
we kicked him out.
You know, I totally wanted to do that one day when I was in the Now You See TV chat, and I should have done it. I wanted to say, "Hey, Bill, long time no see, man," and then he'd be like, "What are you talking about? Don't you remember, man? When we were in the Illuminati together, don't you remember? The Bohemian Grove, we sacrificed that human. Don't you remember, Bill? What's he gonna do? He'd totally get called out. He would have to say something."
I give you that dietary plan of Catholic wafers and blood.
Oh my god! I
Bill,
want to
man,
do that now.
You're looking good. Wow, since you started taking on eating real food, you really gained some weight, buddy.
How long has it been? 20 years?
Oh my god.
Hey, did you ever get out of the Church of Satan, or are you still in it?
Because I heard they're
Boy,
doing
those
some really fucked up shit this week.
Man, those are some crazy days, huh, Bill?
Oh my god.
Remember that mass orgy we had?
Oh man.
Remember all those fucking virgins? God, they didn't know what they were doing.
We lost it. We lost it. We got to go to a psych ward.
Sorry,
So
they'll kick me out again.
Yeah, so that's what you should do, man. Is you should just buddy up with Bill Schnoblin and just say, "Hey, remember me? I was in the Illuminati." Or no, your dad. Your
Oh,
dad
man.
was in the Illuminati, and he told.
Yeah, my dad was in the Illuminati. I went in because I was the new initiate when I was like 5.
No, you got to make it believable. Tell him your dad was in the Illuminati. He told you stories about Bill Schnoblin, and now you recently just joined the Illuminati.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should do that.
You took your father's place after he kicked it.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Pull a Darth Vader story. Tell him you had to take your father out. You had to take your father out to get into his place.
I
The
had to
Emperor.
sacrifice him.
Yes. You gave in to your anger, and now the Emperor has replaced your father with you, and you rule the galaxy.
Remember, it was in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. So you're in. So you would not only be in the Illuminati, you would be in the Super Illuminati.
Yeah, the 99th degree.
Yes.
Oh, fuck, man. All I know is I don't want to think like these people because I think I'd have a migraine on a constant basis. Because I know I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, but it's so funny because
God.
you're calling their bluff, and you're basically you're just like but you're also what is it? You're also verifying or not verifying them. You're also reinforcing their beliefs. So
Good point.
it'd be funny.
Oh, in the comments, David Excalibur says, "Holy crap, my computer froze at the exact moment Mad Witch said fuck. So all I hear here is fuck."
See,
99th degree Lord Sith Lord.
see, Matt is totally in the Illuminati.
Do it. Do it.
You made me smile.
High-ranking wizards showing up in their Harry Potter costumes to put on this spell, but they had to do a prayer for protection to try to make sure no harm goes back onto them. But God's in control here, and He'll send the harm right back onto them. That's for sure. So while people like Lana Del Rey were pushing this, trying to get people to show up and protest, many were posting pictures of their altars, like I said earlier, on Instagram, on Twitter. You know, they have.
God, another commercial?
Yeah, he
so
does
annoying.
that.
Delicious European.
He's got to make money.
On Instagram, on Twitter. You know, they have living in, studio apartments in New York. Have somehow fitting an altar into their apartments. I mean, it's embarrassing stuff. But going out of their way, like
It's embarrassing being able to fit an altar into your apartment. How is that embarrassing?
I have 4 fucking altars in my apartment. Unless you have a tiny ass apartment, fuck.
And really big altars.
I know. Hell, what do you think
Right.
these altars are? Big enough to sacrifice a living person on?
Well, if you're using
More like
it
a
right,
frog.
Oh, yeah.
let me just pose for a picture in front of my altar in my bathroom with my candles and my chia pet. Hold on. It's cheese.
My chia pet.
Unbelievable. These witches are unbelievable. It's amazing to me that people are interested in joining this, that they think that this is cool, that people see this, they go, ooh, I want to try it.
Because it is
Yeah,
cool.
that's why people join witchcraft, because it's cool.
Well, there
You wanna
are
try it.
kids out there who are like, oh, it's trendy, it's cool, whatever, blah 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 blah. And then later on in life, they realize, this
It's
isn't
not
what I
for
want
them.
to do.
Yeah, but they
You know.
realize it's not for them.
Yeah. But
And then some of them turn out to be
him.
Bill Schnoblin's of the world.
But
Right.
the The whole thing about posting your altar on Instagram or whatever, that's nothing new. I mean, I've seen people do that on Tumblr. I've seen them doing on Twitter. I've seen them do it on Facebook. I've seen them do it on, well, MySpace. I mean, I'm part of a pagan group on Facebook, which is private, but people all the time are sharing what their altar looks like because none of us have the exact same altar, and it gives other people ideas, and it gives other people going, hey, I might be able to make one of those, or that's cool. Where'd you buy that?
And a lot of the altars that you see on social media are really fucking cool. You know, like people actually, you know, put time and effort into this and make it theirs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. And the same thing with the Book of Shadows too. Like people do all kinds of videos on their Book of Shadows and altar and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's nothing wrong with showing that.
I would never do it, but people love to do it.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but you know, to each their own. You know.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. I mean, if you want to make a video on it, it's that. Yeah. Exactly. That's up to you.
I showed my altar, but I will never show my Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
Never.
All right.
It is embarrassing. It is disgraceful. And all the power they conjure up through their spells and their witchcraft is no power, not even close to the power of the Holy Spirit. They can't touch any of us who have faith, who have salvation, but they can go after many others out there, unfortunately. And that's why it's important to talk about this stuff, in my opinion. Because there are children out there who have not been born again. There are young teens out there that don't know what's going on. And, you know, the way that they portray Christianity in the media is that we're hateful, we're bigots. It's the guy in the button-down shirt, the conservative-looking weird guy with the weird hair and the glasses. They make him look dorky. Then they only show him protesting outside of, you know, gay pride parades and stuff like that to make them look like awful people. And then the media, of course, bashes them.
You know, to be quite honest, I don't think we have to portray a lot of these crazy Christians in a bad light.
They do it themselves.
Yeah, honestly, they do. Like Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh man,
Or
those
other
fucks.
idiots who, or other idiots who protest in front of abortion clinics or in front of gay clubs or whatever. I mean, we don't have to do anything. All we have to do is film them.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
there's a thing called YouTube. Heard of it?
Or
Yeah, really.
You're going on it.
Or the best thing to do is to dress up, stand across the street, and protest against their protest. That's fun. I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun to do that in Westboro. Those guys suck, but it's so much fun to do that shit. But at the same time, yeah, you just need to just go outside and record the dumbasses.
Are they still even active? I haven't heard anything from them lately.
They've been quiet. The last thing they did was get mad because their church was a Pokestop. But they've been quiet lately because they had to deal with the whole thing after the Pulse funerals and stuff like that.
Oh.
And they haven't had much to protest besides Donald Trump going into office. They don't like him either. So that scares me a little bit. If they don't like him too. But then again, they don't like anyone.
And stuff, and they're glorified. Johnny Depp, so, you know, openly dressed and talking like a warlock because he is one. All these celebrities dressing.
I don't think Johnny Depp is into the occult.
He's agnostic.
I was about to say, isn't he like an atheist or something?
He's agnostic, closer to atheist.
Yeah.
And talking about this stuff, and then of course glorifying it in these movies, making it look cool. Johnny Depp hanging out with the West Memphis Three. These people who are, you know, should be on death row, who are alive, walking the streets after ritually sacrificing kids. And then of course,
no, they were innocent of that. They were proven innocent.
Creating these bogus documentaries to try to put the attention on someone else, because these kids were practicing Aleister Crowley's teachings. They even had a blood contract with him and a blood oath.
No, they didn't. He's talking about the West Memphis Three. All they did was they put this one kid on trial, and he admitted that he liked Aleister Crowley's writings, and then they just basically just hung him based upon that.
Wow.
I still have to do a video on the West Memphis Three. But yeah, that was a travesty of justice.
So of course Hollywood went out of their way to save them and try to create this giant witch hunt once again because they want people to believe that the Christians are the bad ones and the crazy ones, and that's really part of the problem here. But it's embarrassing to me that they put this together and they couldn't get more than 20 people to show up outside Trump Tower. But it's good to see that more people didn't show up. Unfortunately, this was more of a social media event. People were tweeting this. They had Facebook groups. They were still influencing young kids out there. Hopefully these children are smart enough to realize that this is an embarrassment. And
Again, what is he talking about? The children? What? I don't see any children there.
Yeah, these people are college age and older.
Yeah.
Never once did I see like a high school kid there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all they're all definitely adults. But honestly, I seriously want to join her coven. She's cute.
Yeah.
the disgrace.
See, Loki even agrees.
Yeah,
Look at the
I can't agree.
You can't? Why not?
He'll get hit.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I want to,
He'll get hit.
but I can't.
Oh, that's right, because you're
Don't get
married to
into
Lady Ambrosia.
I don't want to
See,
make
I
her
gotta-
jealous. She looks like she'll fucking whoop the shit out of me. I don't want to piss her off. She'll whoop my ass.
I don't want to say anything, but our right would be great. See how many people catch that.
Literally, they went to Yankee
That was a great play on words. That's all I gotta say.
Fair, got birthday candles because they couldn't get anything else. They're sitting on the street corner at midnight, holding them up, smiling, posing for selfies. Give me a break times 1,000. So let's all continue to pray privately for safety and protection over the children out there who might be influenced by this stuff that they.
Again, with the children. What children?
Think of the children.
Think of the children.
Love of everything because of children.
And what's wrong with birthday candles?
Birthday candles work
Yeah.
best because they go
He said-
quickly.
He said all they could get their hands on was birthday candles, and that's pathetic. What's wrong with birthday candles? I know a lot of witches that use birthday candles.
Yeah, they burn quick, like Loki said.
They burn quick, they're more efficient, and you can get them done pretty easily. And you can get them anywhere.
Yep.
Get them by the dozens at dollar stores.
Fuck yeah. And you get all the colors.
Yeah, that's true. You could even have trick ones. You try to blow it out, they relight.
Those things are so much fun.
They can see through it, that they can see God's light. They can't be influenced by these demonic, disgusting human beings. I don't even want to call them human beings who worship.
Doesn't even want to call them human beings.
Now
That's
he's
racist.
being a bastard.
Doesn't even think of us as human beings.
You're not human.
The devil who practice this black magic, who get away with this stuff in public because they pretend that it's not harmful, it's no big deal, we're all having a good time. And everybody goes along with it and thinks that it's a good old time because the media and everyone else out there continues to make sorcery and witchcraft and Satanism and occultism seem like a work of fiction, that it's not real, that these people are just atheists who just like to partake in these things for no reason whatsoever. It's a complete, absolute joke.
So that part right there. So, for example, we have actually, especially in the 60s and 70s, there was actually a lot of, through the Satanic Panic, there was actually a large shift in people's perception of witches and pagans, that we were just regular people who just had different beliefs than theirs, and so there was a big change in consciousness. But now, yeah, I mean, I could see how people could begin to wonder and go, oh, well, maybe they're not all that, like just regular people. They're normal because they're doing these curses and stuff like that. So, that's another thing that kind of bothers me a little bit. I don't know how people are going to perceive I'm sure there's some people who are like behind us. They're like, oh, good, buying Trump. They're probably all for it. They're probably very excited that we're doing it. But then there's also probably a small percentage, small group of people, maybe a handful of people who think that, oh, they are doing curses. They are evil people. Look, they're using the Bible. So, you know,
They're
it's just,
degrading our Bible. How dare they?
yeah, essentially, yes. Yeah, yeah, they can believe that.
The thing about the media in Hollywood portraying witches, wizards, sorcery, the way that they do,
Hmm.
is supposed to be a fictional work of art.
Yeah, but it's exaggeration. It's stereotype.
Right, and that's what Christians like this don't understand, is that the way that Hollywood portrays uh, any occult setting, any pagan practices, is, like you said, an exaggeration above and beyond. Look at the Harry Potter; those are witches and wizards, right? But they use sticks and shoot bolts of light out of it.
Hmm.
I don't know what you guys do, but every time I wave a stick around, nothing happens.
Right.
Yeah. I
Right.
have one that lights up, but that's about it.
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah, I actually have the glow in the dark Harry Potter one. But anyways,
Right.
but you're right. We don't. I mean, if you look at any of how pagans are portrayed or witches are portrayed in movies, we don't fly around. I can't do what the Scarlet Witch does from Marvel Comics. I really wish I could. Fuck, that'd be awesome. I mean, I can't wiggle my nose or do a little thing and a martini appears. If so,
I'd be drunk constantly.
Drunk. I would be a rich witch right now, okay? I would not have to worry about fucking bills. But we can't. And people think we can, and it baffles my mind as well to why they think that we can do all this when obviously we can't. Though I did kind of like Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter.
Right.
That was an awesome movie.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, this is real. This is not Harry Potter.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
it's not.
actually a spell that people were doing. So, yes. So there are people, again, who don't believe they just laugh at it. They just think it's funny. Then there's people like this idiot who actually believes in it. And then of those people who might either do believe in it or don't believe in it, chances are the people who do believe in it, who are a little bit superstitious, who know a witch at work or they live near a witch and they see this spell and now they're wondering like, okay, so is this person doing a spell on me if I piss them off, or maybe they don't get along at work? And they start getting a little superstitious. Maybe before they didn't really think about, that they would actually be doing hexes and curses, but maybe they think, oh, well, maybe they do hexes and curses. And, I mean, it's kind of like different where you sort of know that somebody does something, but actually like seeing it done, kind of like, oh, wow, okay. It's kind of like it made it a little more real to them,
Yeah.
you know? That was my point.
If you ask me, this thing was a gigantic flop and fail. As always, God is in control and destroying these things. But let's just hope and pray that kids out there weren't influenced by it, weren't deceived by it because or even young, 18 to 20-year-olds who are liberal, who don't have a clue about God, and who are raised in the school systems on evolution, that they don't fall victim into being indoctrinated into witchcraft and the occult, because that's really what this was about. It was another way for them to get their name out there. These women who put their faces out there publicly should be shamed and embarrassed, because this is an absolute disgrace and an embarrassment. Go take some more selfies of yourselves, ladies. No one's interested. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.
He's obsessed with the selfie part. Just because somebody takes a selfie doesn't mean they're obsessed with it. They want to record it, or they wanted to show a friend what they were doing, or, I mean, fuck, dude.
Selfies are overrated.
I know, right?
Stop taking selfies.
You hear that,
And
women?
some people just exactly. And some people are just crazy with selfies too.
I know.
There was actually a Vine where they made a joke about selfies. It was a bunch of people in a car that were just like bored out their fucking mind, and they're like spring break selfies, and they were just sitting there bored, and it's like, and then they all got excited and shit and took a selfie, you know, all happy and go lucky, and then after the selfie was taken, they just like went back into their bored. And it's like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that's the truth. It's like, I'm really bored. What should I do? Ah, selfie. Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I take selfies is when I'm showing shit off, or I just did my hair differently, with a different color.
Yeah, but some people they just like take selfies all the time, and it's just like, how narcissistic. I mean,
It is actually a sign of a narcissistic personality.
Yeah, it is.
And it also, according to a lot of therapists, is probably very unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I mean,
your phone 24/7 is unhealthy.
Yeah, true.
I can't talk because I sit at it for hours on end, but
I mean, yeah, I actually, believe it or not, this is the first time I've opened my computer the entire weekend.
Wow.
I've been out of the house. I've been doing things. So I actually
having a life, basically.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's interesting and it's scary.
What's it like out there in the real world?
It's scary. People throw things.
Yeah. Figured. I like the elements that you created in the background.
Thank you.
The Earth one looks really cool.
Yeah. I was thinking either leaves or another flower or two randomly. But I got really, really, really bored last night, and I could not sleep whatsoever, and I had been up for 24 hours. And I decided to finish them off. I had the Earth one halfway done, and I decided...
24 hours, and then you still couldn't sleep?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was stressing about stuff that got done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I got it all done, figured out, and I was able to finally pass out.
Oh, good.
But it's like I played with ribbons, a lot of it, seashells, and fire is just glitter. So, but they all got glitter glue, which I made a... Yeah, I made a huge mess on the table with glitter and glue. So
that's the price of being artistic.
Glitter is
everywhere. I showed you guys my craft table over here.
Yeah.
It's just a clusterfuck. I need to clean up in here.
Yeah, then you made the dice tower too.
I'm still working on one of them, trying to figure out how to...
Yeah. And I even got bored this morning, and I made a pseudo dream catcher thing, and it's hanging over the healing
pseudo
altar.
Dream catcher, so it only catches like certain dreams.
Well, because of what it's in, instead of filtering it through inside of it, like sewing weaving it, it's weaved around both sides, so it's a different pattern on both sides. So it's more, it's an interesting looking thing that I have over our healing altar now, and I'm going to string more rocks and put it on it. So,
you know, it's actually a gateway for demons.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I have like 12 of them around the house. So apparently my house is full of demons.
Yep.
But again, remember,
a really big one.
Yeah, but
big demons.
Yeah, super demons.
But I have a spirit board. I already let the demons in my house. That's how I got Soren.
Oh, okay. Super demons.
They have capes and they fly around.
Yep.
Loki, are you watching the chat?
Somewhat. It keeps flicking in and out on my computer. Hey, Loki, been making to ask you this. Can you yell fire, fire into your headphones and shoot ducks on Duck Hunt?
What?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I know what he's talking about.
I think I might too, but I'm also tired still. So.
Okay, so the NES game Duck Hunt.
Oh yeah, I know that game.
Fall.
Yeah.
Fire.
I used to just want to throw the pistol at the freaking TV when I was playing that. But I played it, so I know the game. Oh. My headset. My headset, accessory that looks, yeah. My headset looks like an old thing with the stuff because of the bulk. I believe it might be, but it oh yeah, they did have the microphone for a while when they were trying that. They were trying a hands-free option with video games back in the day, and it didn't go as they wanted it.
Was that pre-Wii?
That was pre a lot
Way
of things.
Pre-Wii?
PlayStation.
Pre-Xbox. Pre-Dreamcast.
Dreamcast was a good system.
My parents have a Dreamcast still, so...
Do they still make Dreamcast?
No.
Oh. Because I know... What do they have? They have PS3. They have, what is it, PS3 and... What's the other one?
There's PS4, there's Xbox One, and then there's Wii
Xbox,
and the Wii Switch.
Yeah, Xbox and PlayStation, right? Those are the two major ones.
And Nintendo is still up in there because of their new Wii Switch.
Oh, okay.
And it makes me smile just a little bit because that means I can sit there and go, Wii Monster Hunter! But that's because I'm 12.
Zelda game.
Yeah, that's my reasoning for it too. And if they take Monster Hunter off portable again and put it onto another big system, which I doubt they will, because it did better on portable than it did main base system. But then again, I'm a child and I get happy when I'm playing Monster Hunter and I'm building armor from it. So,
Switching to PC myself.
What do you play on now? PlayStation or
Xbox?
Xbox. Yeah,
a lot of my. The thing about Xbox One now is you could actually transfer games that are both with the Xbox and PC over to your PC.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
And there's one game I have, Warframe, that I would love to play on PC. It looks a hell of a lot better. A steep learning curve from switching from controller to mouse and keyboard. I'm sure I could figure it out, but aiming in a lot easier than aiming with controller.
Well, something that you can do with your PC games and everything is you can get a gaming controller for it. I have one.
Oh, yeah.
Or an Xbox controller hooks up into it too. But I mean, I have a Steam. I'm on it a lot. I mean, my game quota right now is I have Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, Life is Feudal, Neverwinter, Psychonauts, and Stardew Valley are the ones that I play all the time, besides DFX, Human Revolution, and Mankind Divided. I have to use the controller for Mankind Divided, Human Revolution, and Psychonauts.
Hmm.
And Devil May Cry, but because it's harder for me to do it on my keyboard. It just doesn't feel right, and also they want me to use letter keys and not my arrow keys, so it confuses me.
Can't you change them?
I can, but not on all of them. Psychonauts won't let me change them.
No, that sucks. I can't stand using, what is it, the AWSD keys?
USD.
Yeah, AW
Yeah.
D.
Yeah, AWS.
Yeah, AWS. I don't like it either, so you're not the only one.
Yeah, I much prefer the arrow keys.
And by the way, the number 64 is forever banned, regardless of anything. I love the Nintendo 64. I love the Commodore 64. But my number at work is 64, and I hear that more than once a week. I hear it at least 20 to 30.
Commodore 6 question mark?
No, 6 and then ... 4. Yes.
4.
Yeah, but there's dots in the middle.
No, it
Six.
could be just 6.4.
Yes.
That's
makes
a
me
whole
feel
entire
better.
different thing.
Yeah. Or it could be a 0.64. No, 0.64 probably wouldn't work.
Probably
It would
not.
have to be 6.4. Or you could do 32x2.
That could work. Or you can do it. Yeah,
18x4.
yeah. Fuck it.
9x8.
You know what? Just put in fucking Roman numerals and I'll be okay with
There
it.
you go. There you go. What would that be? That would be L. No, that would be X.
Hold on, I got
XL, and then 4 is
XIL.
yeah.
Would it be XIL?
Wait,
XIL.
no.
Mad, get your number dictionary for Roman numerals.
I have one.
Yeah.
I have it somewhere. I'm not even kidding.
I wouldn't doubt it, you nerd.
I have it up to 500. So,
Fuck.
well, they don't have a number for 0. So
It would be LXIV.
You just looked it up online, didn't you?
Yes, of course I did. That's what the fucking internet's for.
Yeah.
Long
That
time
was
ago,
right.
I would have had to go to my bookshelf, look for a book, or if I didn't have it in my bookshelf, I'd have to go to the library. Now I just go on the internet, type it in. It's a lot easier. You
My
kids
AI
don't know what research was back in my day.
Do you
We
know how
had to
much?
go look for books. We had to walk uphill twice, both ways, uphill, just to get a book. Just look up this shit. Now you kids just
You had to
put it
build
in the
hills
internet.
too.
We at
Those
least,
too, remember?
at least we had a
Exactly, we had
fucking
to build the hill.
elevator. My generation got an elevator. That's all we did, and then we had books. I mean, fuck. When I was a senior in high school, my teacher said we're not allowed to use Google because it's not a reliable source, and we had to use the
College.
fucking dictionary. Oh, now in college, they're like, have fun.
Yeah.
Well, at least with mine right now, they're like, yeah, the internet's there for a reason.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
you
if you're
can
going to be
still
looking
research
online,
on the internet. You just maybe like if it's a Wikipedia page, you should probably go and verify the sources. Like if somebody quotes something or does something, go to the links and verify that source. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be legitimate.
Yes, the internet is also for porn, but it has other things on it too, like we're far from porn stars.
There's porn on the internet?
Apparently,
Are you sure?
I don't know. Type it into
this mystical. Where is this mystical place of porn?
There's all kind of porn. There's normal porn. There's animated
There's all
porn.
kinds of crazy
There's
ass.
gay porn. There's tentacle porn. There's
Gay porn. That's like mild.
yeah, and then I throw in tentacle porn and no one notices.
There's like animal midget satanic gay porn.
Don't forget to throw an
Let's
octopus in there.
Let's see. I want to see a midget having sex with a horse Well, we're you can just type it in. You can get specific, and you know what? Something will come up. There'll be like 5 of them that come up.
And then all of a sudden you get a text message from, dude, why is the FBI about to break down your front door?
No, well, there's certain things you don't type in there.
Like, what is a homemade pipe bomb?
Yeah, really.
Oh, God.
Did you ever see that episode of Family Guy where Quagmire learns about porn?
Oh, yeah.
And so like Peter goes out and says, was it? No, it was Family Guy.
Yeah.
And and Peter goes out and say hello to him, and he's got like a skinny arm, and then his right hand is like huge. It's like bulging out there. It's all with muscles. He's like, yeah, I think I got to go back in and drink some water and watch some more porn.
That was by far the best, in my opinion, the best gag.
Yeah, that was
it
good.
was.
Internet, what? You mean that dial-up thing? Exactly, but yeah.
His eyes are wide.
There's a rule, isn't there? Isn't that rule 64?
No, it's 69. But there's a rule 34.
Rule 34.
There's a porn for it.
Yep.
If you could think about it, there's a porn for it. Trust me.
Yep.
There's an Avatar porn. The blue alien one.
Okay, that came out before the movie came out.
Did it really?
And it's basically 3 dudes banging 1 chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're blue.
There's a porn.
Yeah. Name a TV show, name a character from a TV show and a character from another TV show. They don't have to be in the same TV show. And there's a porn about that. Like Doctor Who and Sherlock. But the rule is you can ship people in the same series like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. That is just a very popular one. Or Steve and Bucky. I know way too much about Marvel porn shipping. Not that I look it up, it's because I have friends who are weird.
You just happen to know. Sure, Loki. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Loki.
Again, I
happen to know about horse midget satanic gay sex.
Exactly.
Well, I guess if it was a horse and a midget, it wouldn't be gay. It'd be bestiality.
It might be both. If the horse is a dude.
Well, yeah.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
Horse is a dude and the midget's a dude. It would still technically
gay bestiality, satanic porn, midget porn. Yes.
The midget dressed up like a satanic priest or something with the horns and.
You have to look it up, man.
I'm not about to get my computer locked.
I'm not gonna look it up either.
I'm
sure it exists.
I'll go to prison. I don't want to do that.
Well,
I like my freedom.
I realize something. I live in a state where bestiality is legal.
Oh, that's
here in Wisconsin. It's illegal to fuck a sheep.
Only a
Tell
sheep.
that to the people in Washougal.
Only a sheep.
Only
so pigs are okay.
There was a guy.
Pigs, chickens,
there was a
horses.
guy who fucked a dead deer, and then went off and fucked one of those vacuum cleaners that you get at car washes. It's really big ones. You gotta drop a quarter in.
Why the hell?
Kill. I don't know. This dude was fucking weird.
What was he on?
A $1 fine and spent 3 months in jail.
Wow.
That was it.
I mean, like I said, here Washington is one of the few states that it's legal. I remember it's very disturbing to think about it, but there was a joke about a place that's not that far from where I live called Washougal, Washington. The only things to do out there is meth and fuck a sheep.
But you know, even if something isn't technically illegal, it doesn't mean you should do it. I mean, just because it's, you know, legal, you shouldn't do it.
Right.
They don't have to make a law for everything. Like, you cannot have sex with a toaster. It's just, you should just know that. Don't stick your
Mad?
dick in a fucking
Don't
toaster.
stick your dick in a toaster.
Whoa.
Well,
Mad.
there's no law against it, so I guess I could do it. It's like, no, man, you just don't do it.
Okay,
Don't need a law
babe.
against it.
Yeah.
It's too late now, but
Dave stick his dick in the toaster.
Well, I also
my girlfriend's telling stories.
Uh-oh.
I was about to ask about that, but I also knew somebody who went to a humane animal farm to put down a horse, and that just got weird with his girlfriend, and there was more porn involved in that than you want to know. And it's like, really, guys? The things that some states let you get away with is interesting. It's like if you went just like 15
Yeah, but
feet.
again, you're saying they let them get away with it. I mean, what, they have to create a law for everything?
I
Didn't you
think
know-
bestiality should be a law. There should be a law
Yeah, it
against
should
that,
be, but
there's not in some states.
It should be common sense. And if you do fuck an animal, you should be put in prison. You should be fucking is the same species.
Yeah,
We're not going to create a fucking minotaur by fucking a horse. People,
yeah.
well, that would be a bull.
Besides,
centaur.
okay,
Oh,
I'm going to
centaur,
say
yeah.
this because Zavora brought it up. Don't be like Loki. He shifted into a female horse and got fucked by a horse and had an 8-legged horse. That doesn't happen in real life because we can't shift into horses.
And what was the horse's name?
Slimir,
And who got him?
Odin. He gave him to Odin going, here, take this child of mine. It's for you. I totally spent 9 months. I popped this little shithead out. You can have him. Oh, great
Ravens were
parenting there.
swirling around him. How did you?
Oh. Best parenting tips ever from Loki. Pop out a horse, give it to your dad.
There you go.
Or brother, cousin, or whatever the hell Odin is to him, depending on the mythology.
Right.
Oh.
Well, we had a second video, but I think that first one was enough. I think we'll have to save the this other video for next time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because thinking about it, this was a big hot topic this week.
Yeah.
And it was something that needed to halfway be discussed by people who aren't going out doing this shit. So, and also call for uprising is kind of a douche.
He is a douche. I was on his show once, and he never put the video up. Probably because he just kept asking me all these questions, and I was like, no, that's not true. He wanted me to basically just like admit that, oh yeah, we worship Aleister Crowley and sacrifice human beings, and because I wouldn't say that, he didn't like it. He kept wanting me he's like, you're not being honest with me. I'm like, yeah, I'm being completely honest with you. And he's literally like, you could hear it in his voice. His voice is cracking. He's getting so angry. He's screaming into the shit. And I'm just like, no, we don't do that. You're wrong. And I'm just like totally calm. And he's just like,
Jones type.
yeah, he is. He's like totally just, I mean, other people like in the chat were like, hey man, calm down. You're going to have an aneurysm.
I mean, honestly, I wish you would have been able
His
to
subscribers
record it.
and shit.
I wish you would have been able to record it at the same time so you could have posted it. It would have been great.
I know. I actually did. I hit, like, I thought about that later on. I pulled up my screen recording software, but I didn't get the audio. I had only got the video.
Oh yeah, I
And
can
so
see that.
Oh,
it was completely worthless. But yeah, so I was like, and then he, what did he say? I was on there a second time. I got in there a second time, and I was like, so when are you going to put this up on your webpage? He's all, or no, he threatened me. He's like, I'm going to put this up on here. Blah, blah, blah. You're such a fool, and people are going to laugh at you. Blah blah blah. All this stuff, and I'm like, oh well, good. Yeah, well, let me know. He never put it up.
Yeah, because he
you can
knew people would
actually
be
use
pissed.
OBS as a recording device, and it will record audio.
Yeah. It will
Yeah,
record the audio even if you're wearing headphones.
yeah. I should have. Yeah, but I have what is it called? Microsoft Expressions Encoder. I should have. I mean, I did that, but next time, yeah, OBS.
Oh.
Yeah. But I also was on my phone because
Ah.
but yeah. But I mean I was watching it on the
Okay.
screen. But for some reason when he sent me the link I could only do it on my phone. The first time I could only do it on my phone. The second time I was able to connect with my computer. But it was hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious. He's completely asking me all these questions. Like he's like, well, Crowley said this and Crowley said that. I'm like, well, Crowley is just like one author, and Crowley wrote like hundreds of books, and you're picking out this one sentence in one of his books. I'm like, there's all kinds of other writers like Franz Bardon, Eliphas Levi, Gerald Gardner, Dorian Valiente, Aidan Kelly. There's all kinds of writers, not just Aleister Crowley. I mean, even
Yeah.
Israel Regardie and Mathers, M.L. Mather. Why am I getting his name wrong?
Because it's an odd name.
Yeah, Samuel M.L. Mathers or whatever.
Where did it go? There it is.
I mean, there's all kinds of authors, but people always pick out Aleister Crowley for whatever reason.
Because he's famous and his name is more well known than a few other people out there, so people think you say the word Crawley and everybody knows exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Prized by music and media.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, he is just the most famous occultist. But all right. Well, this was exciting. Thanks all for joining. And I think we'll be back on next week. And I guess we don't have a guest for next week.
No.
So
but I do have a special guest Friday.
Oh, okay, cool. For your show?
If don't move by then. If we move within the next week, I won't have internet for a little while because fucking Charter's a piece of shit.
Right.
You found a place?
We found a place. We're just trying to get up the funds
to
move in. All the guy wants is first month's rent, $500. That's all he wants, and we can move in.
Nice.
And
so
do you have a regular source of income?
Security, so we'll have that until I get my summer job.
Yeah. Do you have any place around you that would do any kind of help with the move-in rent?
Yeah,
like
any
nonprofits around
we went
there?
we went to a couple places. We got $300 and something odd from one place, and we have this organization up here called The Brick. It's a Christian-run organization, and they help out with go through Salvation Army and help out with rent and bills and stuff. And
Cool.
we're trying to get the last 100 whatever. So hopefully we get it tomorrow, or we hear something tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be moving like immediately.
Nice.
And it takes Charter a few days to get everything hooked up again.
Yeah.
At the new address, and then the bill transfers and everything else.
And who's Charter? Your internet provider?
I mean, I have Xfinity, which is Comcast. For me, it took me telling them my address and them going, wait, let me see. Oh, yeah, you can come pick the box up. Or we can come deliver it to you. It'll take a day or two. Or they sent somebody out there and I made him hook everything else up.
That's what they
But
do
but
here
is
with Charter.
Charter
Is
cable?
Charter is cable, internet, and phone services.
Oh, okay. Cool. So how would we know? I guess if people tune in on Friday and you're not broadcasting, then chances are you're probably moving.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be bowling.
It's just we got to get everything hooked up. And yes, Charter does send somebody out when you change addresses. Otherwise, send you a box and.
Yeah. I had one address where they had to come out and we rewire 2 of the boxes. It wasn't charged to us. They had to do it anyways, so we prompted them to.
Yeah, and I think that's part of their service, the wiring.
Mm-hmm.
But the apartment we have, I don't. It should be internet ready.
Nice. And
That's
it probably
good.
I'm
has
hoping it is.
And it probably has a water heater and
Less pipe
really
explosions.
Big bathroom.
nice.
You
One of
lucky
those
dog.
one of those old Victorian claw tubs.
Nice. And it has does it have heating?
Yes, all utilities are included. There's no air
Nice.
conditioning, but it's like right there by the lake. So during the summer, we'll get that nice lake breeze.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm
That
glad
is.
you guys found a place.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't get that place, there's another place smaller and a lot cheaper. But I would rather have this place for $500,
Right.
so I can have my daughter over.
Well, if you're only like a couple of $100 short, can't you ask your parents?
My mom and dad, as broke as we are.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And her mom and aunt are just as broke as we are. We're just all a bunch of.
Yeah.
That's kind of the boat my family's in, but my Aunt Becky, for some reason, she's like, hey, look, I got this. It's going to you, which was a shock. It made me cry for like an hour. But hey, we were able to fix things. But, I mean, I understand the trying to find just the last bit of what you need so you can either move or pay this or pay that.
Yeah. And sometimes maybe if the guy's really cool, maybe if you get what you can up and then tell him like, hey, I got what I can, you think maybe I could work out something. You never know. He might work something out with you.
He's working with us on the security deposit. With us on the security deposit. He is working with us on.
Good.
But the thing that he's unbudging about is.
Oh, okay. So you already talked with him and tried to work something out. Okay.
Yeah.
So you came down to the minimum that he's willing to do, and that's what you're trying to meet?
Yes.
Okay, I see. Okay.
So we're so far everything is going to plan. But the apartment we're looking at right now, or that I want to get into, people looked into it. I think there were like college kids. And up getting it first, but he also said that there's another place for $350 that includes water and heating.
Nice.
But electricity up here is like $40.
Wow.
So I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah.
But it's really tiny. It's a 1-bedroom, really tiny, and it's just not just because I have kids and I want to have my kids over, having such a small place.
It's kind of impossible.
Yeah. They'll run around.
And it's not going to be feasible.
Yeah, they can't really run around.
Well, but seeing that he's willing to work with you about the security deposit, I think you guys might be more able to get into that place before the college kids. So it might be he'd rather have you there than college kids who might destroy the property.
Yeah.
Well, his last tenant was between the ages of me and my girlfriend. I'm a few years older than she is. He just fucked off and, you know, doing drugs, not paying rent, you know, and me with my on this professional persona when I do shit like this. Act. I'm manipulative that way.
So
It works.
You can act like an
But
adult.
it works. Yeah, I can act like an adult when I have to.
There you go.
I adult when I need to.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's all you need to do. That's all you do. Life's one big, fool everybody fast. You just act like you know what you're doing, even though you don't.
There's actually some parental advice that says when you're a dad, sometimes you can't lose touch with your inner child. You just can't. It's very, very true. You got to be a kid when you have kids. Kids are going to be, sticks in the mud and serious all the goddamn time. Got to let your daughter put makeup on your face. I would look really funny with lipstick and eyeshadow right now.
What? How did this come about?
I'm a dad and I'm proud of it. I got two little girls. You know, when they get old enough, they're going to want makeup and shit. Well,
oh, I see. Okay, all right.
50-50 chance that one of them is going to want makeup, and then they're going to be drawn on my face with their fucking makeup and shit. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's see how it looks on Daddy before I wear it.
Exactly.
The mindset of somebody who was little and had the play makeup kits. Dad, actually, no, I grabbed my little brother because my real dad was never home. I would grab my little brother, sit him down, put it on him, and practice on how to do this stuff before I do it to myself.
Sounds about
all
right.
Your younger brothers are dummies to put makeup on, people to throw dresses in, and somebody to make play Barbies with you. Same thing with the dad.
Occasionally.
Yeah. So you shouldn't hit your dad. But, I mean, your siblings, on the other hand, they work like the perfect little toys. Especially when they just sit there and go, so if I do this, this means I can have your half an hour TV time? Uh-huh. Okay.
And they volunteer for it.
Exactly.
Yep. All right.
Oh.
No, I'm it's getting late here. I'm gonna have to end this. So
yep.
I don't know if I cut out, will you guys still continue on?
I need to go to bed.
We can.
Oh, okay.
We can, but
okay.
I
mean, if you
I
guys,
have to go to bed
want to,
I have work.
Yeah, I have to leave. But if you guys want to continue on, I'll just exit.
Well, I have to get going because I need to go to bed because I have to be up at 3 a.m. and I'm dying right now. So
okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So thank you all. It was a pleasure. Check out Mad on Friday. Hopefully he'll have his show.
All right. Blessed be all.
Night, everyone.